In previous class, I have finished the topic electric charges. Today, I am going to start Coulomb's law. So at first, what is the statement of Coulomb's law? So the force of attraction or repulsion between 2 point charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of the two charges and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Clear? Force is acted along the line joining the two charges. So first, there are 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 are separated by distance R. According to Coulomb's law, the force is directly proportional to product of magnitude of 2 point charges Q1, Q2 and is inversely proportional to a square of the distance between them. So by R square. So we can add F is equal to a small k Q1 Q2 by R square. It is the mathematical form of Coulomb's law. F is equal to a small k Q1 Q2 by R square, where k small k is constant of proportionality called Coulomb's constant. Coulomb's constant. Clear? That is also known as electrostatic force constant. So it is the mathematical form of Coulomb's law. F is equal to 1 upon F is equal to a small k Q1 Q2 by R square, where a small k is constant of proportionality known as electrostatic force constant or Coulomb's constant. If these point charges are placed in vacuum, so then F A is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. In SI, a small k is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square by Coulomb square. Value of epsilon naught 36 pi 10 power 9 Coulomb square by Newton meter square. Yeah, 8.85 10 power minus 12 Coulomb square by Newton meter square. We see in Coulomb's law कि in SI a small k is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, or its value is equal to 9 to 10 power 9 Newton meter square by Coulomb square. We can also find value of epsilon naught from this expression, 1 upon 36 pi into 10 power 9 Coulomb square by Newton meter square. Its value of epsilon naught is 8.85 into 10 power minus 12 Coulomb square by Newton meter square. When 2 point charges are placed in air or vacuum, so then we can write FA is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Epsilon naught is absolute permittivity in free space or vacuum. The ability of a medium to cross, to permit the electric field lines is called permittivity. The ability of a medium to permit, to allow the electric field lines is called permittivity. The epsilon naught is the absolute permittivity of air or vacuum. Clear? Then when these 2 point charges are placed in medium, so then we can write Fm is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. Q1 Q2 by R square, where epsilon is permittivity in medium. So then dividing equation first by second, so then Fa upon Fm is equal to epsilon upon epsilon naught epsilon r. Dividing equation first by second, so then we get Fa upon Fm is equal to epsilon r, or epsilon r is known as relative permittivity, permittivity of air with respect to medium is called relative permittivity. So from this expression we can define in terms of permittivity and also in terms of forces. So the ratio of permittivity of medium with respect to permittivity in air or vacuum. The ratio of force of attraction or repulsion between two charges placed at certain distance in air to the force of attraction or repulsion between same charges placed at same distance in medium. So the ratio of Fa and Fm, the ratio of epsilon and epsilon naught is known as relative permittivity. I am repeating the definition of relative permittivity. The ratio of electrostatic force between 2 point charges placed at certain distance in air to the electrostatic force between same charges placed at same distance in medium. It is also defined as the ratio of permittivity in medium to the permittivity in air or vacuum. Clear? We can also write a small k is equal to 1 by capital K. Coulomb's constant, it is also represented by 1 by capital K, where 1 by capital K is dielectric constant of the medium, that is constant of the medium. So in this case, F is equal to 1 by capital K Q1 Q2 by R square. In air या और वैक्यूम K is equal to 1, तो then FA is equal to Q1 Q2 by R square. मैंने constant of proximity is replaced by 1 by K, where capital K is dielectric constant. तो in case of medium or in case of air, we can write Fm is equal to 1 by capital K Q1 Q2 by R square. In air or vacuum, capital K is equal to 1, so then Fa is equal to Q1 Q2 by R square. Dividing equation 4 by 3rd, Fa by Fm is equal to capital K. तो कैपिटल K इज इक्वल टू रेशियो ऑफ Fa अपॉन Fm विच इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू एप्सिलॉन R. तो इट इज क्लियर फ्रॉम दिस एक्सप्रेशन दैट डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट एंड रिलेटिव परमिटिविटी बोथ आर सेम फिजिकल मीनिंग. क्लियर? We have to find the dimensional formula of epsilon naught from Coulomb's law. What is the way? What is the process? What is the method to find the value of epsilon naught? So we know that F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. So by cross multiplication, epsilon naught is equal to Q1 Q2 by 4 pi F R square. Q1 Q2 both are charges. So dimension of Q1 and Q2 is equal to IT into IT. 4 pi is a pure number having no dimension. F is the force, ml t power minus 2, r distance L power 2. I2 T2 by ml3 t power minus 2. So dimension formula of epsilon naught is m power minus 1 L power minus 3 t power 4 I power 2. It is the dimensional formula of epsilon naught. There are some characteristics of electrostatic force या और Coulomb's force. First, electrostatic force between two charges is a central force. That is, it acts along a line joining the centers of the particles or bodies. It is known as central force because they acts along line joining the centers of points or bodies. Acts along the line joining the centers of the particles or bodies. So it is known as, it acts as central force because they are acting along the centers. So first, electrostatic force is a central force. Second, electrostatic force between two charges is spherically symmetric as it is a function of R only. Q1 R, Q2 R2, Q4 R3. तो only electrostatic force acts with the variation in the distance. Third, electrostatic force between two charges obeys inverse square law according to Coulomb's law. F proportional 1 by r square. 1 by r square. F proportional agar r square, it is known as a square law. But in this formula, F proportional 1 by r square, so it is known as inverse square law. Clear? Fourth, electrostatic force between two charges may be attractive between two dislike charges, may be repulsive between two like or similar charges. So there are characteristics of electrostatic force or Coulomb's force. Another point, Coulomb's law in vector form. Coulomb's law in vector form. In this figure, consider 2-point charges Q1 and Q2 separated by a distance r. Both are positive charges. So applying Coulomb's law. Coulomb's force acting on Q1 due to Q2 is given by F12. F12 means Coulomb force on Q1 due to Q2. So first digit represents actual body and another digit represents referred body, referred particles. So F12 means force on Q1 due to charge Q2. So we can also understand two different charges, source charge and test charge. The charge which experiences a force is called test charge. Or the charge which exerts a force is called source charge. Force exerted on this duster. So on this duster, force exerted by this hand. So it is the source charge. It experiences a force. It moves and it displaces towards and away. So it is the test charge. The force exerted on the charge. So the charge which exerts a force is called source charge, or the charge which experiences a force is known as test charge. The force on Q1 means force exerted on Q1 due to Q2. The Q2 exerts a force on Q1. The Q2 is the source charge, or Q1 is the test charge. The first word represents the position of test charge and another digit represents position of source charge. F12 means F force on Q1 due to charge Q2. The Q1 experiences a force either attractive or repulsive. So Q1 is the test charge, Q2 is the source charge. We know force exerted on test charge. So test charge having tendency to move or to displace. it experiences a attractive force, tends move towards. If it experiences a repulsive force, it tends to move away. Clear? So F12 is equal to, applying Coulomb's law, F12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 का होल स्क्वायर R12 कैप. F12 means force on Q1 due to Q2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 का होल स्क्वायर into R12 cap. Where what is the meaning of R12? R12 means position of Q1 with respect to Q2. We can understand by this figure. In this figure, Q1 is situated at the distance R1 and Q2 is separated and is placed at the distance R2 from the origin. So it is represented by R2 vector and R1 vector. And we have to calculate position of Q1 with respect to Q2. So then we meet Q2 to Q1. So Q2 meet Q1 means position of Q1 with respect to Q2. Applying triangle rule of vector addition. In triangle OAB, OB and BA are in same order. So we can write the OB plus BA vector. OA is in opposite order. So it's equal to OA vector. So R2 vector plus R12 vector is equal to R1 vector. So R12 vector is equal to R1 vector minus R2 vector. Clear? In terms of position vector, R12 means position of Q1 with respect to Q2. What is the physical meaning of R21? Position of Q2 with respect to Q1. Clear? What is the meaning of R23? A position of Q2 with respect to Q3. Q2 is the actual body. Q3 is the referred body. Clear? But we have to find position of any actual body. So then position of referred body meets the actual body. R12 means R1, Q1, the position of Q1. The Q1 is the actual body, actual chart body, or Q2 the referred body. So referred body meets to the actual chart body. So Q2 meets Q1. It is represented by R12, position of Q1 with respect to Q2. I want to know what is the meaning of R43. Mathematically, we can write कि R43 is equal to R4 vector minus R3 vector. अब R4 माने Q4 is the actual body और R3 means क्या, Q3 is the referred body. Clear? तो R12 means R1 minus R2 माने position vector difference between position of actual body and position of referred body. Please clear the meaning of R21. अब R2, Q2 is the actual body, R1 is the referred body. So we can write कि R21 is equal to R2 vector minus R1 vector. And vector difference between position of actual charged body and position of referred charged body. Clear? So vector form we can also write F21 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2 by R21 का whole square R21 cap. By this expression it is clear कि R21 is equal to R2 minus R1. तो R12 is equal to R1 vector minus R2 vector. Minus common R2 vector minus R1 vector. We can also write R21 vector is equal to R12 vector. And this expression shows that R12 is equal to minus R21, both having same magnitude but in opposite direction. 1 to 2 or next 2 to 1. So both are in opposite. A to B, B to A. It is the opposite direction. But both having same magnitude, A to B or B to A. 1 to 2, 2 to 1. Both having same magnitude but in opposite direction. So F12 is equal to minus F21. F12 is equal to minus F21. So thus Coulomb's law agree with the Newton's third law. What is the statement of Newton's third law? To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. It is possible if both forces having same magnitude but in opposite direction. And if we strike the hand to the board or it exerts a force 10 Newton, so then board also exerted a force 10 Newton. So both having same magnitude. Direction towards, direction away, towards away. So both having same magnitude but in opposite direction. So according to Newton's third law, to every action is an equal and opposite reaction. It is possible if both exerted forces are equal and in opposite direction. Next topic, कि force between multiple charges. Consider a system of charges Q1, Q2, Q3, up Qn with position vectors R1, R2, R3, up to Rn relative to some origin O respectively. माने Q1 is at R1, Q2 is at R2, Q3 is at R3, Q4 is R4. It is a system having charges Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Origin O, R4, R2, R1, R3. So this system consisting of point charges Q1, Q2, Q3 up to Qn at distances R1, R2, R3 with respect to origin O, R1, R2, R3, so on Rn. Clear? If we find the force on Q1 due to Q2, when F12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 का whole square R12 cap. Q1 is the actual body, 2 is the referred body. So R12 position of Q1 actual body with respect to Q2 and referred body. So F12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 का whole square into R12 cap. In previous topic, where we have to find R12 and the position of Q1 with respect to 2. So then we meet Q1 with respect to Q2. Similarly, force on Q1 due to Q3. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 by R13 का whole square R13 cap. And force on Q1 due to Q3. So F13 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 by R13 का whole square into R13 cap. R14 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q4 by R14 का whole square R14 cap. Clear? So similarly we can write F15 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q5 by R15 का whole square into R15 cap. What is the meaning of R15 cap? The position of Q1 with respect to Q5. So 5 meet with Q1. Applying principle of superposition. The total force acting on the body on the particle is equal to vector sum of forces exerted by individual charges. So F is equal to F12 plus F13 plus F14 plus dot dot up to F1n. So applying principle of superposition. My total force on the charge Q1 due to all other charges. So F is equal to F12 plus F13 plus F14 dot dot plus F1n. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2 by r12 का होल स्क्वायर इंटू r12 कैप प्लस Q1 Q3 बाई r13 का होल स्क्वायर r13 कैप प्लस Q1 इंटू Qn बाई r1n का होल स्क्वायर r1n कैप. Q1 is common in all x. So Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by r12 का होल स्क्वायर r12 कैप प्लस Q3 by r3 का होल स्क्वायर r13 कैप. तो इन समेशन फॉर्म Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught I is equal to 2 to n. तो QI by R1I का होल स्क्वायर R1I. It is in summation form. Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught summation sign range 2 to n कि QI upon R1I का whole square into R1I cap. So this part Coulomb's law is finished. Some questions are given in your assignment. Please solve them. And if you are facing any type of problems, then we can call on my number. Yeah. Also write on WhatsApp. Thank you.